Land grabbing and the disputes arising from it have dogged Lagos and most Nigerian cities for some years. Another of such disputes is raging in Ajiran land, Ojomu community in Itiosa local government area of Lagos State. To stem the precarious security situation in the area, a non-governmental organization, Center for Human and Socio-Economic Rights, has petitioned the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, to intervene in the unlawful activities of land grabbers who constitute threats to public peace in the community. The group asked the House and the police to put an end to intimidation of community leaders and demanded justice for the mother of the youth leader in the area. Julie, we are aware in some areas we see these people, they are semi-lords. If you report them in the nearest police station, you can't get justice. They understand the way that place operates and they're like owners of that particular area. So, and this is happening in Lagos State, and this is so rampant in Lagos Island. So just shed more light on this particular case we are talking about now.
No, it is in Etiosa local government. The community is Ojomu, and it's part of Ajiran. Ajiran is a larger community.
Yeah.
Ajiran, okay. Ajiran
land in Ojomu community.
Ojomu community. These are not areas that we are familiar with. But it is some places like Oshakwa, London, for example.
Okay.
It's part of...
Oshakwa, London is very popular.
Yes, and their traditional ruler is Oba Tijani Shateru II, of Ajiran land. He's a graduate of economics from the University of Ife. Back then, he graduated 49 years ago. He's one of the respected traditional rulers in Lagos. Unfortunately, his area, his kingdom has literally been taken over by thugs who are into serious land grabbing. And one of those thugs, notorious thugs, is said, they said that his name is Ahmed. He goes around. Sometimes he will even say, I don't want to see you in this community for the next 2 years. For fear of being killed, people will take off. What they do is, a plot of land validly bought and belonging to an individual, they will take it over. They will put their thugs on ground. That person cannot access his piece of land anymore. They will now bring the people that they sold it to. They will bring them. Those ones will begin to build in their presence, in the presence of their thugs. Once they finish building, that person will now sell to a third party. So you now see a plot of land already being disputed by 3 persons.
In the litigation, you are
being competed for, yes.
And somebody will just start building.
I was told that they have more than 150 court cases against these individuals because of the rampant acquisition, illegal acquisition of people's plots of land. Even
and the third party will just start building. You can finish it in 6 months.
So it's like the second party now. Literally, the second party is the one who has built.
On another person's land.
The way I explained it, you own the land.
Yes.
They sold your land to me.
Yes.
You have the title deeds. You have all
everything.
The papers.
While we're in
they acquired it. They took it over from you, chased you away. You can't access the place again because you know they are boys. They have guns and everything. They now sold it to me. After they sold it to me, they stood by me. I began to build rapidly. Within a short time, I finished building. I then sold to him, and I walked away. So you will find now that a plot of land 3 persons are in dispute over a plot of land. This is what these boys are doing. Meanwhile, Lagos State came up with a law,
Yes.
anti-air grabbing law. Let me read some of the portions. It said, specifically section 2, subsection 1 of the law prohibits the use of force or self-help to take over any landed property or to engage in any act inconsistent with the proprietary right of the owner. The law criminalizes the use of threat or violence for the purpose of securing entry into any landed property, either for oneself or for another without lawful authority. The provisions of the law in section 4 criminalizes any encroachment on people's properties and provide for fine not exceeding 5 million or 5-year imprisonment or both against any such behavior. There is something that I saw when I was reading it that, now let me just read down briefly. The law seeks to eliminate land grabbing in its various forms that include forceful possession of landed properties, encroachment, illegal sale and resale of land, illegal use of law enforcement agents. Did you hear that? Illegal use of law enforcement agents and vigilante groups to enforce judgments, misconduct by professionals in the land transaction, writing of frivolous and false petitions and all that. There are people in the Ministry of Land, I mean in the, yes, who connive with these bad boys, these roughnecks, to give them title deeds on plots of land that originally did not belong to them. So it means as they are using the police, they are also using people in the Ministry of Land. But what is particularly worrisome is the resort to violence in that Ojomu land. They are now, they beat up, there is a particular Balogun of Ojomu
community.
Yes. They beat him up inside the palace. This was just some days back, you know, because they are celebrating. People can't move freely now unless they have soldiers, because it appears it's only soldiers that they fear. They do not fear the police. The police have had their hands soiled by criminal collusion with some of these boys. You will always find yourself in a situation where people will say, okay, let's take the matter to Abuja, because they will think that within the Lagos jurisdiction,
you can't get justice.
You cannot get justice. That is the point. The boy who was killed, what's his name again? Sheriff Ishola Salami, who was killed. They are accusing the police of not investigating the petition regarding his murder. And they are saying, look, there has to be a thorough and impartial investigation so that the people behind this killing can be unmasked. And that is what their lawyer, Ayodele Aribisala, is asking for.
That murder took place in April.
Yes.
April.
Up till now, no headway. These boys, that is why these boys can stand in the middle of the town and say, you, I don't want to see you again. Because they are already seeing themselves as little gods. Because at the end of the day, you think, okay, police will not do anything. This is what they get away with.
We are the landlords. Yeah.
So what is the point? And you know, in those areas, up to Eleganza, that Eleganza estate, is part of that
Ojomu community.
Ojomu, I think. Ojomu, I think that's the correct spelling. Yes, Osakpa, London, you know, that beautiful place near Lekki is also part of their...
Very expensive.
But the thing is, yes,
land in
yes, that area, there is no, it's not as if there are still plenty of plots of land. So they are forcefully taking over people, and they are beating up people. If you try to get in their way, they will use force against whether you are a traditional ruler or not. And that is what, in a country governed by laws, a state governed by law, these boys, and they know them. We don't have to show their videos before you know them. They have to rein in these boys.
They've taken over everything in the area.
Has a responsibility to ensure that a breakdown of law or another does not happen. Look at a situation where they are petitioning the speaker of the House of Reps. That's an indictment. That's like saying, no,
Yes,
we have
from-
lost faith
from
in the
the
people in
state-
Lagos.
Yeah,
from the
exactly,
state government,
exactly.
They have to
From
go
state
to
yeah.
the House of Rep. Because on Monday now, they are going to have their anniversary for the traditional ruler.
The climax of the
Yes,
30th
and
anniversary.
they are afraid that these
These people
people
will come and
disrupt it.
things.
in
Because
this
they've been
Lagos,
beating up
this
people.
Lagos. Oh,
You know, the problem with our state, our society, is not the absence of laws. You know, there are laws prohibiting land grabbing. But those laws are there, but nobody's executing them. And that's the problem. Land grabbers have for long in this state reigned with nobody, have reigned, you know, with nobody checking
All
them.
themselves are Jagunbale.
Ajagungbọ̀gà, ṣé orúkọ nìyẹn? You know?
very good title. Very
If you
good
want
title.
to Jagun,
Very good.
go to northwest and north
No, it's
and
very
fight
shameful.
bandits.
These people are no stranger to police arrest. They are no stranger to court cases. And yet they continue in their reign of infamy. And nobody does anything about it. You know, the most upsetting thing is that you now petition a law enforcement agency, you don't get joy. Police have many times been accused of this. The case of Mohbad is still fresh in the mind. You understand? Petition the police, and the police did nothing. Because policemen themselves are in cahoots with these criminal elements. But beyond even petitioning the House of Reps, you know, of course, petition the House of Reps will invite the police, they will talk and talk and talk. I think they should go to the court to make an order to compel the police to do the proper thing. You know, it's also possible they can go to the court and say, this. Somebody was murdered. Nothing has been done about it. So court, help us, compel the police to make the investigation. Whether they call the land, money, whatever they call themselves, these people are terrible. There are even other people that, among these unscrupulous elements, even your own house, if you want to do a restructuring in your house, they will come. I used to belong to a church that the building collapsed. I mean, it was a very bad, and I think I was even there that the section collapsed. I escaped. And then we were trying to rebuild. You know, that was a tragedy. As people came, I saw 2 million, Abikini 5, just to rebuild your own structure.
That's
You
what they
can't,
do.
you can't build a wall around
And
the
then
house.
you don't know who to report to. You don't know who to talk to. You talk to police. Police can't help you. You have to start negotiating with these beasts. You understand? It's so terrible.
There is a place where, around Yakoyo, soldiers were brought in to help with decking the building. So these guys did not know that it was soldiers at work. So they came and were beating them because they were in mufti. They were beating them. So those soldiers pleaded with them, they begged them. Later the soldiers, they radioed their colleagues. Those guys came, and they too came down, wore their uniform. They had all those on Monile arrested. They were the ones who completed the decking that day. And you know, they are not used to doing that hard
Manual labor.
back pain.
Yes.
People who is a laborer,
They're always on
those who are laborers, they are used to it. They know the aboniki that they are going
They're going to use.
You are not used to it. You are just used to collecting money up.
All right.